Hi guys, and welcome to episode 20 of my Ymir multiplayer series. So I'm recording this one not just after, the day after the last video. In that time, I've upgraded some more houses to the level 2 large houses, and I have finished the upgrades of these merchants. I'm not sure if I did all of them last episode, but now they're all done. So looking at the situation, we have got a large surplus of pottery, but we're not fully producing cider, so we're only fulfilling 17 out of the 20. So I'm going to get some more cider workers. That is going to take us into debt, or a deficit of apples, but selling at 2 coins, yeah, it's more expensive than our local price, but it's not a major problem. So we've got that cider mill up and running now, and if we take a look, now, where is the cider being sold? It's down here. We are selling at 17, so I'm going to up that to 20. So now we're going to actually sell at 20. And that should be our actual consumer goods covered. No clothing demand. Ideally demand at 10, but I don't want to sell it for 9.4. Pottery, we could actually, I'm going to do that actually. Fire one of these, but leave it at regular so it can be filled up, because we don't need the extra pottery. Meat, yeah, there is more demand for meat as well as wheat. But again, I am missing resources in all of these. My population is still growing, and we have been growing overnight actually, so we are doing good. So one thing I have done as I came online is I had a nice amount of money, about 380 coins, straight to research, and I've done water reservoirs. It's a 100% chance, 5 builders, really happy with that. It costs 200 coins, 20 shovels, and it unlocks us laundry, which I've got some sieve points ready to actually unlock laundry with sieve points. And then I'm going to get loads of the laundry stations up and running, which is going to give us loads of extra health. Again, it was about +4 or +5 health in the last version of the game. We are going to need a hell of a lot of water for that though. We've currently got 17.8. And demand is, what is that? That would be about 17. Yeah, literally 17.2. So we're going to need to build more wells, which are hammers and wood. So I'm going to get some of these done now, ready for when we get laundry. Because yeah, the wells no longer cost like a worker, so they're only the resources cost. Well, actually, no, that's not true. They do cost 1 coin, but it's not a major problem. So I'll get all these wells set up. And when we unlock laundry, that should be enough to at least get the first few laundry stations up. We can always build more wells if we need to. Waste is also now extremely low. Well, it was at 0.5% when I started this video. It's at 0% now. So I'm very happy with these tax collectors. They're doing a very good job. And we're making a lot of money now from all our sales. Speaking of so, let's actually have a look. Still just the usual, selling some clothes, textiles. But really, we're spending a lot more than what we're actually selling. Buying a lot more, I should say. And it's just simply wood, clay. And I've also added in charcoal, because charcoal costs 2 coins. And I was buying wood at around 2 coins as well. So it didn't seem very logical. Now wood's dropped to 1.1. So I might want to start producing more of my own charcoal. But I am interested in getting our industry back up and running, because I've only got the copper, copper foundries running. Also, I've had a bit of issues with Clayton. With all my money situation, Clayton's been hit hard because the only food source it's got is its market. And so the population had massively decreased, but it is growing again. I've got the market up and running in Clayton, which it buys meat off the market. By 10 at 3 when stocks are less than 3. Okay. I'll just buy some now. But looking at meat, I'm not used to seeing meat in this situation. In all my games I've played meat, played meat. In all my games, meat has been extremely cheap. At like 1 coin, people are selling meat for. Everybody has like shit tons of meat, and I usually have shit tons of meat. I'm not sure if there's been a change in how meat works. I'm guessing just because the pastures for all the animals have just become so much larger, it's actually much more efficient to produce the animals. So meat has actually been nerfed quite heavily. So meat is more expensive than it is usually, but it's still the most profitable one to have here. So I'm going to let Clayton grow. Clayton's really important if you remember. It produces clay. Clay's super cheap, so that's not too important. But it's got the 3 tin mines which supply Redderwood. So I can't really produce tin without Clayton up and running. So in the next few days, once Clayton recovers, I can produce more bronze and all of that. If we look at some of the other techs I've got, I just unlocked pack animals. It was super cheap, it didn't cost anything, and it was only 5 farmers, so I've got pack animals done. But I've also got another tech that arrived this morning, and this is furniture making. It's an expensive tech, but for well-developed nations, and we're approaching that point, well, you could even class as well-developed now, it just is another furnishings need. But it costs planks and bronze, and you make it in a building that produces a lot of wealth, so it is really good at producing wealth, and it makes a lot of money when you unlock taxes. But I'm not so sure how much I want it at the moment, because it's quite expensive, and it fulfills a need we're already fully fulfilling with pottery. And how the game works is once we fulfill furnishings with the furniture, it just reduces the amount of pottery we need to supply, so it means we'll need to produce less pottery, which means we'll save money on charcoal and clay, but they're both so cheap that I'm not sure furniture is exactly what we need at the moment. I'll probably wait until we get taxes before I unlock this. Everything else, yeah, you've seen, and I still want ard and knives. In fact, I could get knives now. 3 blacksmiths. 99% chance. That's only 50 minutes. I only actually have 3 blacksmiths though, so 2, 1 hour and 14. Yeah, I'm gonna do that then. There we go. So we've got water reservoirs on the way, 100% chance, and knives on the way, a 99% chance. So if knives fails, I'm deleting my YouTube channel. Don't hold me to that, but that's what's on the line. Right. Everything else, no rush to get. So that is technologies covered. So we're back in Redderwood, and I want to sort a few things out. We're getting a lot of surplus workers. You can see here, like even these merchants at regular are being fulfilled. So I'm gonna set these to low, fire these workers, and I want to get some jobs for these free workers. You can see we're selling clothes, but not as many as I'd. Oh, actually saying that. That's a lie. At my 2.5, I'm not producing them fast enough. Okay, we've got so much cotton spare. Let's hire some new weavers and new clothes makers. So we've got clothes makers there. And I'm actually going to start buying these as well. So buy the clothes, buy the textiles, because it will produce more money. Sorry, not producing. It will give more money to these workers. And our budget balance can handle it. And it also just means when I sell it directly, so I get all the profit. So I am also then going to produce more textiles. So that's giving some more jobs, producing a good amount of wealth. These jobs produce 10.3 wealth. And it's using up cotton, a resource which we have absolutely shit tons of, and nobody's buying. I've been selling at the lowest price, 0.6. Nobody's bought any, so it's clear nobody cares about cotton on the market. But people care about textiles and... wow, yeah. Textiles is not really being fulfilled. And clothes. A lot of clothing demand. I'm also going to start fulfilling these demands for wheat. And actually, no. I'm not going to do that just yet. I will do meat, but not the other two. And the reason is because one marketplace is a 12, which means at 24, I have got 2 marketplaces at full. to just get the extra 2 demand for wheat and apples, I'd need to fulfill a whole new job. Which, yeah, obviously if I was absolutely serious about growing, I would. But I'd prefer just to upgrade my houses for now, which is what I'm going to keep doing. Stone. I've been buying lots of stone at 0.8, and I'm going to keep buying more. I'm going to put a buy order for 50 at 0.8. It's only going to cost me 40 coins, and we'll get that. Because, actually, no, I do need more mud bricks. 100. Ah, shit, I've just used up all my money. I've used up all my money. So, I can't even buy very many. Right, I'm going to cancel this buy order, get a bit of cash back. And then I'll buy as many as I can. Which is probably, what, about 12? I can get a bit more than that. Say about 15. There we go, 33. So we have plenty of planks, plenty of shovels, so I'll just get upgrading. So I'm still only making, actually 0.3 shovels per tick. What's going on there? Oh, it's because I've got blacksmiths doing the research. Okay, that's fair enough. But yeah, I make 1 shovels per tick, which is just enough. But I probably will need to up my production soon. But I care more at the moment about just getting more money to do more techs. Because that will make me more money in the long run. So we'll just keep upgrading these houses. Because you can already see my budget balance had gone up. It's now in the 80s, and it was in the 90s. Due to me getting more workers and producing more goods. So I want to keep upgrading these houses. So I make even more cash. Because I do still want to keep buying gold. Gold at the moment is at 200. That is a nice price in my opinion. And I'm sure I could buy it for more. So I want to make a lot of money. I feel a lot of people are really struggling with that privileges hit. I feel like they were not exploiting it, but were really, really dependent on the money they were getting from privileges. So I feel I'm in a nice position where, yeah, I'm not making much money at all, but I've got enough to actually buy what I need and produce what I need. So I'm very happy with my current situation. Okay, so I'm going to up the meat. Meat is here. Up that, and then I'm going to buy in some meat. Recurring order, when stocks are inferior to 10, buy amount 10 for 3. But wow, you can see meat is really in high demand. Oh, I don't have enough money to place that buy order. Okay. Right. Well, I'm going to say this is done for the first part of this episode. I've done everything I want to do. I've come on after a day of not being on, upgraded some houses, sorted out any problems, and I've started some research. So I am happy, and I'm ready to wait and see what happens. I do actually want to set this, before I go, I want to set that building to high. Yeah, there we go. So I'll get some new workers in there. We're still growing. We're making some cash. I want to get more research done. And I just want to keep growing Redderwood so we can get more people. Because I want to get higher on this in the scoreboard. We can see we're 19th. So we are climbing. We could take the 18th spot very easily. But after the 18th spot, it will take quite a bit of work to push up. But we are constantly growing, constantly getting more money. So I'm happy, guys. And I'll see you in the next part of this video. Hi, guys, and welcome back. So I've just come on at about 2 in the morning just to check up on the game before I go, and I'm very glad I did. Minus 341 in the bank. I've already done a bit of playing around. I've already done my emergency crisis procedure. So that's terror patrols on. That is, there's economy. Forced labour ramped up to 55%. I've cancelled buying all my I've cancelled to buying absolutely everything. Oh, another economic crash. And the reason is because I upped the purchasing of shovels. I'd put it, I think, to 3 shovel buyers. 3 shovel makers, maybe even 4. But I still had a positive budget balance of, I think, about 20. However, because all my purchases of like wood, clay, charcoal add up, actually, even though I had a positive budget balance, it still meant I had a negative budget balance. So after not being away, what's obviously happened is one thing has caused me to go into the negative. My clay's obviously decreased, but then it gets down to having no clay, and I'm still in the negative. Waste kicks in, 50, 60, 70% waste, and my money comes crashing down, losing. Look at the amount of money I'm losing. Sure, I'm gaining money now, but I was losing about 200 per tick. So, I'm glad I stepped in when I did, otherwise I'd be in an absolutely another big crisis. What I'm trying to play around with, though, is trying to make as much money as possible. So I've actually ramped up forced labour all the way to 55%. At 45%, I had it at about 180 coins I was making. So ramping it up even further hasn't helped. Another thing I also need to say is I've set all my potters to low because they obviously use clay. Also set all my charcoal burners to low because they use clay. So all the buildings that use clay I've set to low because we don't even have enough clay to fulfill our administration buildings and all that. But I've got my clay miner working. The clay miners in Clayton are working, but all of that only equals about 6.4 clay. The problem is, Clayton is running out of food because they obviously rely on the market to buy. So, it's really not good. So yeah, at the moment, I'm just experimenting with trying to make the most money possible. Because obviously, enacting all that stuff isn't good. I'm massively decreasing my population size, and I think that's just it. Yeah, I just decreased my population size quite a large amount, because not only am I not fulfilling pottery, but I've got Terror Patrols on. But what I want to see about is if I can keep Terror Patrols on, but get my clear back, so I get my administration all back up to 100%, but actually keep the forced labour where it is, so I still continue to make a lot of money. Because actually, that could get me enough money to buy the technologies we need, such as Ard, Kiln. I'm not sure if I actually talked about Kiln, but that's a new technology that's come up. The Kiln is really good. It unlocks Potter level 3, and it unlocks the Kiln building, which upgrades the charcoal camps, so they produce more charcoal, obviously, and they can produce bricks, and bricks are really important for level 3 houses, which come up in the end of the Bronze Age. So kilns are really useful, and I really want that technology. Other technologies I obviously want is, Ard, Kiln, and then sewers. I just got water reservoirs, but water reservoirs only unlock laundry production. You need to wait for stone cutting technology to come out so that you can then build the laundry buildings. So I can't use laundry just yet, but at least I have it already. And I do have a nice amount of civ points to spend. So I'm going to decrease forced labour. Well, because it's all about the waste. So waste is at 50% at the moment, and it's all from local administration. I think it's because these buggers are still using the clay. But I can't get them to... I'd have to actually sleep all the buildings, which ups the upkeep. But actually saying that, at the same time, even though it's a lot of money in upkeep, it's, like 12 coins in upkeep. Actually, the amount of money we get more from the administration... Sorry, the waste being reduced, yeah. How much money are we losing from waste? 187. So if we manage to get waste dropped by just, let's say, 15%... that would be a lot more than just 12 coins. So, yeah, I'm going to get all of them closed, actually. So, with them all closed, that is 12 coins in upkeep. And then we'll see how much... Oh, 100%. So, actually, I've managed to get... Because now the forced labour is so high that this administration building can... All administration buildings, sorry, can work with that much. So, waste reduction, 25%. Yeah, they're all working. So we've got all them up. Let me just wait for this. Yeah, there we go. Drop to 36%. So that's actually... Just the thing, what's more profitable? Do we have it here? So it's making 70 coins. But this still has more room to go. I think it'd actually be more profitable to drop forced labour down to 50%. I think 50% would be the most profitable point, because it gives us 5 more state power, which means I can drop oligarch bribes. It also then ups the town hall to now 100, so it's going from -17 administration to hopefully about 0. how administration works with waste is when you're in negative administration, the waste is really high. I think it's 2% per negative. I think it's something like that. 1% per negative or 2% per negative. Once you get above 0, you still get waste from the poor administration, but it isn't as much. So we really want to get that minus 17 administration to around 0. And then, there we go, 12. And we've dropped to 12%. And now let's look at our money. Ooh, it's at 66. But I think it hasn't changed at all yet. We'll have to see. 81 again. So actually, it's the same amount of money really, but we're getting 5 more state power and we're producing more wealth. So forced labour at 50% is way better than 55. So that's interesting. You get to a point where you push forced labour too much and actually it generates you less money. That's interesting. This is all just interesting playing around with all the new mechanics, because I'm sure even if you guys are very experienced with Ymir, you're not, just like me, you're not experienced with the new mechanics that well. It's only just been implemented, so it's good to play around. What other things I've done before I go, and what I have done in between the last video, is I've upgraded a lot more houses. I think in the last video I just got it to these 3 at the top. Well, now I've upgraded a lot more, and my village was continuing to grow, and it could grow even further because it hadn't got all the foods fulfilled. Like, they're decreasing now, but I had the opportunity to fulfill the foods, and because I was getting in new workers, I could have got more buildings fulfilled. But this crash has happened, and that's messed it all up. But whatever. Yeah, so we see we stabilise around 77 coins. So actually, this seems like the best we can do. Around 77 coins. We've got a tiny bit of clay spare. So I could open up one of these. So I'm going to end it for now. I just wanted to give an update of how I actually deal with these economic crashes. And to let you know I have an economic crash. Disable the clay using buildings. Stop state buying, get terror patrols on, and I get the forced, the forced labour way up. But I'm going to need to have a think about how I want to deal with my money situation, because actually, I'm really surprised. Still at 77. Oh, it hasn't updated. Look at this. About to leave there. Minus 23 now from the waste. It's still saying it's 138. So we're now back in business. I was right. 55%, really bad, because it takes you into the negative administration. Huge waste. Just at 50%, we just breached that 0. At 12 now. And it massively drops our waste. And we should probably have about 160 coins. So we're going to be earning money quite soon. And what I'm interested in potentially doing, just potentially, but is actually sticking at this forced labour. Yes, we'll lose a lot of population, but we may find we make a lot of money and we can get some tech down, but I really need to have a think about that. So, I'll see you, I'll see you in a little bit. Hello once again. So, this is just a really quick update. I wasn't sure if I wanted to continue this video or go straight to episode 21, but I'm just going to finish it off very quickly. So, it's been a couple of days. I have got quite a few more large houses upgraded. I've completed this, what I'd call the new sector of town. The old sector of town, I've only just started, but I had to stop due to a lack of mud bricks. You see I've got some now, as I've had a buy order out for the last about 3 or 4 days. 3 days. It started with 120, but it still hasn't been really fulfilled. But stone and shovels I am getting. Shovels, though, I'm buying on the market for 20 coins, as that is actually cheaper than producing it myself. Because without taxes, I actually have to pay 23 coins to produce them, and a worker, and it takes a whole tick. So it's much better just to buy them off the market. So yeah, I'm almost done upgrading all the houses to level 2. And I've got a few new techs and a lot to talk about, but I'm going to be saving it for episode 21, which you should see come out in a couple days. So yeah, thanks for watching this episode. If you've enjoyed it, if you could leave it a like, I'd really appreciate that. And subscribe to the channel, please, if you are enjoying the content. But it's episode 20 now. This is you've probably watched, what, 20 hours of content? Or a little bit less, actually. That's a lie. Probably like 12. so if you are enjoying it, subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and join the Discord if you want to chat or give advice or anything like that. So guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in episode 21.